Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Aries, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link and my official Instagram, both listed in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Aries, I hope that you're doing well. I'm going to be using two decks for your reading today. The first one for the overall energy will be from the Human Spirit Oracle deck, and the tarot portion of the reading will be from the Good Tarot. And at the end, I'm going to pull from this jar of trinkets just to get a last message from Spirit. I have to tell you, I experienced this with another sign. I think it might have been Scorpio or Pisces, but I feel I haven't felt this all day. It's the middle to late afternoon. Haven't had this problem, but the minute I sit down to do your reading, I feel a tenseness here in like my jaw. So there might be something that has been difficult for you to express. Anytime you feel like you want to speak, you might feel like you're clenching down on your teeth. So Spirit wants you to please check in with yourself to understand why you feel that tenseness. If someone is causing you to feel that way, if you're doing it to yourself, if you're worrying for nothing, because sometimes we can get ourselves into a tizzy, and when we just have the conversation with the person or the situation, and then it's just like, oh, that wasn't bad at all. I just blew it out of proportion in my head. So that's just an aside. The cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Thank you. Actually, oh, that's weird. Both the decks are kind of have green backs, and I got an overall energy from the tarot deck. I'm gonna pull one from the Oracle, but there are no accidents. Part of your overall energy is the 8 of Earth, or the 8 of Pentacles. Where have you been investing the majority of your time, effort, energy, and resources? Often the 8 of Pentacles to me represents a work scenario, workplace scenario, work situation. Just because not everybody works, but when people do work, it's usually where you spend a lot of your time. So it's kind of like, where are you putting a lot of your attention or energy? It could be another project that you have, your own business, whatever it is. This card is talking about investment. It's also made out of like a violin or a cello. Forgive me for not knowing. It's hard to judge size. Yes, there's kind of this fey energy here, but the card is kind of surrealist and fantastical, so it's kind of hard to tell. Maybe you play one of those instruments. Spirit just said the phrase swan song. Swan song is usually when we're saying our goodbyes to something. Maybe Aries is saying goodbye to something. Because this fairy energy looks like it's about to fly away. Let's get an oracle card for Aries. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Thank you, Spirit. Number 34, which reduces to a 7. corresponding to the Chariot card of the Major Arcana, Cancer energy. Chariot card talks about victory, talks about mastery, hard control over a situation. And the card is eat your words. Eat your words. Now, Aries, you are represented by the Emperor card in the Major Arcana. And for some reason, this reminds me of an Emperor energy, but it's almost like a comical version of the Emperor. It's a version that I kind of want to poke fun at. The words represented, their words in the image, and this one says, doubt, judgment, rude. Doubt, judgment, rude. I'm noticing here, so there's this kind of charcuterie right here, right? Like cheese and grapes and this indulgence. And over here are the frayed pages of a book. There's something that is drawing my eye in to those frayed pages. Like everything you wrote down, everything you said, everything you posted. It's almost like you're saying to that person, you're gonna eat your words. You're gonna, it's very strong energy, so just take it as it resonates. I'm gonna make you regret that you ever said that. So that message is coming through now. No one is condoning any kind of violence or anything like that. Remember, karma is swift. Just remember that. There can be a million people out there doing crappy things, but that doesn't mean you have to do crappy things. So I just want to say that. Because sometimes when we see red, all we see is red, right? So just try to temper yourself. But it can be a quiet storm. It can be a long game. You know, somebody said that about me, they're going to eat their words. And it might take me a couple months, a couple years. They're going to eat their words. They're going to regret that they ever thought that or ever said that or ever dared to say that about me. So I feel a determination in your energy. But there is also this other side, because I feel like I can't take this person seriously. Maybe that's your feeling. Like you're looking at whoever is spewing BS and you're just like, I can't take you seriously. Maybe some people do. There's something about I can't take you seriously. For some, right? And just take it as it resonates, right? And this is not meant to like call you out in a way that's supposed to make you feel shame or anything, but there could have been someone who, you know, whether you or the other party, that made a promise or made a declaration and didn't follow through on it. Even though there could have been a lot of investment of time, finances. But I feel like this sentiment here, you're determined. Just remember or try to keep in mind what it is that's motivating you. Are you operating simply from a place of trying to prove someone else wrong? Or are you sitting with your authenticity and your integrity and your belief in yourself? It's important to distinguish between those two things. Let's pull some more tarot. I'm going to pull past, present, future. I'm only taking uprights in this reading. Okay, 3 cards out. I'll pull some clarifiers in a minute. The past energy, 9 of fire, 9 of wands. 9 of wands is the card of the wounded warrior. So I feel as though in your past you felt affronted. Is that the word that I want to use? Like offended, but in a different way. I'm seeing all these words like appalled, insulted, disrespected. And that feeling in my jaw is not going away. I'm telling you, I've been awake for several hours now, at least 6 hours. I didn't feel this feeling until this very moment. Is there an expression about the jaw? You got your... No. The 9 of Wands talks about resiliency. Like you've had to keep trucking, keep slogging along, carrying a lot of weight. The weight of your actions, the weight of your experience, the weight of other people's experience. And now I feel as though you're in this time, or you were in this time of evaluation, looking back on all of the investment that was made and contemplating how you're going to operate moving forward. I'm looking at everything that I invested in, and I'm wondering to myself now, what is it going to look like for me in the future? Am I going to keep going along this same path, or do I need to change my approach? Do I need to change my strategy? I don't see any air cards yet, but I feel the air signs, or the air element. I feel like a 7 of swords, coming up with a strategy that benefits you, that you may not draw attention to, but it benefits you somehow. Because I see these stars here, and if you can see, kind of fluttering away from those stars are kind of dragonflies. They look kind of like sprites or fairies, but they're also dragonflies. So it's kind of like what I was picking up on earlier, that I felt like this little fairy was just about to flitter away, fly away, just like this. Maybe you feel that a window of opportunity is closing in. It's important to you, and you have assessed it very carefully. Look at how hard her attention is focused on this light. You really analyze something, and you're just like, okay, the next move I make has to be key. It has to be clutch. No more dilly-dallying. No more Mr. Nice Guy, I just heard. Let me get a clarifier. This is the past energy for Aries. A clarifier. Oh gosh. Too many, Spirit. Too many. Too many. I just want one. You start to pull too many cards and the reading gets very muddled. One card, please. Clarify. Thank you. Messenger of Fire. Knight of Wands. So now there's this sense that you need to think lightly on your feet. You need to be spontaneous, You need to react more quickly, actually. It's like I feel like somebody's in the hot seat. I keep hearing that expression in my mind. In the hot seat, in the hot seat. Like, in the hot seat. People are observing. It's almost like they've been waiting for your next move, Aries. They know you have it in you. But it's almost like there's this, from everyone else's perspective, you're rather unpredictable. It throws them off that they can't classify you, categorize you, name you. It's almost a little bit like, who, me? I'm just standing here. I'm standing here the same as you are. But there's a knowingness, isn't there, to her eyes. There's a knowingness. The cogs are turning in her mind. And all of this kind of light orb energy, it's almost like I feel your presence, the aura around you is starting to swirl. It's like, you know what it reminds me of? I just got this image in my head. If you've ever seen the show Stranger Things, you know, in the Upside Down, there was always this like floaty stuff. It was quite unsettling. It was just, I don't know what it was. Was it debris? It was a way for the show to help the viewer distinguish, not that, I mean, everything else in the scene would help you distinguish what world you were in, if you were in the real world or you were in the Upside Down. But there was always this, the words that are coming to my head are like jetsam and flotsam or something. Like, there's always this like weird debris that was floating. It almost seems like it's pulsing and floating, but it's your energy. Like the bubbles on the surface of the water inside of a pot that is about to boil over. It's like that. But your expression is very cool, calm, collected. You know me? I'm not doing anything. I'm just standing here. That's where this comes in. You're gonna eat your words. You'll see. But people can sense it. If people are paying attention to you, they can sense this. What's happening in the present moment for Aries? 7 of Earth, 7 of Pentacles. So we went from the 8 to the 7. Here's that conversation again with the fairy, with the sprite here. 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Earth talks about looking at the investment and being at a decision point. Do I continue along this path? Do I keep pouring money and time and energy into this? Or do I want to move over here and do something different? That's where you are right now. And I think you're consulting spirit guides. You're walking in nature, because anytime I think of fairies and fae, I think of being in the woods, right? That's where they live, supposedly. It's this, maybe you're taking walks, you're consulting something higher, because this is floating above the eye line, right? You're looking up. So you might be asking the universe for signs, asking spirit for help, asking your spirit guides to advise you. And they are. Sometimes the biggest sign that we could ever get about something is a closed door. It felt very important to say. You keep knocking on somebody's door, you keep texting, you keep emailing, you keep calling, and no one picks up. That's your answer. I feel that for someone at this choice point now. Can you please clarify? Thank you. 5 of Earth. Lots of earth energy for a fire sign. I couldn't have picked a better card to echo what I just said. The 5 of Earth, the 5 of Pentacles, is a sense of being left out in the cold, being behind a closed door, being alienated and isolated out. Spirit wants me to show you what the 5 of Pentacles looks like in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, because it's more, gives you a little bit of a clearer picture of what I'm talking about. 1 second, sorry. Is it really at the end here? Here we go. These represent 2 lepers, and the window is the window to the church. Here's that floaty energy. This is supposed to represent snow, but it's that floaty energy again. But there's this sense that they're left out in the cold, that they want to look for respite, they can't find it. So if there's been a situation, and I feel like for some of you it could be a family scenario where you were just kind of left to your own devices, you were left to figure it out on your own. You're going to prove everybody wrong, or you're going to show them. Again, I want to highlight the fact that Spirit wants you to really assess, are you trying to, thank you, Spirit, are you trying to prove something to somebody? Are you doing something for someone else, or are you doing it for yourself? The ideal is to do it for yourself. What makes you happy? What makes you well and contented in your own heart? So I just want to reiterate that. But it could be hard for you right now, because when we're in the 5 of Pentacles, it just feels like we want to be accepted. Who doesn't, right? Even the lone wolf at some point has to rejoin the pack, because there are strength in numbers. Like, we might not need everybody's approval, but we want to have some soul tribe members around, just to have our back. And sometimes it feels like we're just floating out here alone, and that's difficult. So that's why you could be consulting your guides at this time, wondering, is this worth it? I just saw a very specific scenario. It's like, are these really my friends, or are they not my friends? Are these really people that I can count on, that I can talk to, that I can confide in? Or are they not? Am I being a good friend? Am I not? What is good friendship? What is connection? What is actual meaningful love? All of these questions coming up right now. And what has Aries invested in thus far? Not easy. And some of it could be fueled by pride. I get it. It's very relatable. Everybody's been here. What is in the future potential? Something really beautiful. Ace of Water, Ace of Cups. Aces bring new from Spirit, something new. The Ace of Cups is love. The Ace of Cups is authentic love, in the form of XYZ, in the form of a person, in the form of an opportunity that speaks to the heart chakra specifically. Something that fills you up with joy and contentedness, gratitude, thankfulness, compassion, emotion. That's what this energy is. It feels like such a, it's so different to the color palette of everything else here. It feels like this nice waterfall, or a gentle waterfall, or a shower, or like a beautiful sound of a creek, like those trickling water sounds that you listen to when you want to relax or meditate. It feels like, I know it's water, but it feels like breath of fresh air. A relief. Because sometimes fire sign, Aries being the fieriest, sometimes we just need a little bit of a break. Right? The key is not to just sit in our element only and always. We have to have a balance of all the elements, of all the suits of the tarot. There needs to be striking a nice balance. And Spirit wants to bring this to you. Are your arms open to receive? That's a bigger question. Are your arms open to receive the gift that Spirit wants to give you? Seven of Water. It's going to overwhelm you. Seven of Water is spoiled for choice. I think the key here, though, is to, I keep coming back to this because it feels really important. If you're going to take anything away from this reading, it's the number one thing to do is look at what is motivating you right now. Are you being motivated by a hurt ego and your pride and wanting to prove somebody wrong? Or are you motivated by an investment of the heart space? This speaks to my heart. And yes, I'm going to prove you wrong because I'm the one sitting in my authenticity right now. Only you will know that. I'm not telling you that that's what you are or you aren't. So I'm going to share something with you. Like recently, I've posted over 1,000 videos, right? It's a kind of crazy amount of videos in such a short period of time. But not all comments are nice, right? And so recently I posted a reading and they just said I completely missed the mark on one of the cards that came up, which is their prerogative to say so. And yet they didn't listen to the rest of the reading. Because if they had listened to the rest of the reading, they would have seen that I actually agreed with a lot of what they said in their comment. But it's one of these things where it doesn't matter if I'm seeing this card or this crystal or whatever. If Spirit is channeling through me and they say, I know you're looking at a smoky citrine crystal right now, but the image in my mind is a tourmalated quartz. I'm going to say that because I'm going to honor what Spirit brings to my mind first in order for me to channel to you. The physical objects here are just the catalysts. And I had to sit with myself for a moment and think, oh, should I respond to that person? No. They have a right to say what they want to say, but I also know it's not about you're going to eat your words. It's about I know I'm sitting in my authenticity when I channel. And if it doesn't resonate for you, if you think it's totally off the mark, it's not your reading. It's just not your reading. It doesn't make you right. It doesn't make me wrong. It's just not your reading. It's for somebody. And I honor Spirit every time I sit at this table because this is what they want me to do. So that's what you could be saying I'm going to honor spirit. I'm going to honor my higher self by investing in things that matter to me. When you can truly say that, I'm honoring myself and spirit, my higher self, because what I'm doing in this moment feels right. And I'm not doing it for anybody else. I'm doing it for me. That's when this shows up. It's here. And the more authenticity you pour out into the world, it will thus be returned to you. And you'll even have more of it. So much that you won't know what to do with it. 7 of water. That's your reading, Aries. I'm going to pull a trinket. This is on theme. I was trying to see if there was one represented in this card, but there isn't. Just want to show you what it looks like. You got the starfish. Where do we find the starfish? Of course, we find it in the water. Starfish also can represent the star energy, wish fulfillment, and healing. So Spirit is kind of asking you to become more comfortable with looking at your feelings, looking at the water energy within you. You're going to find something really beautiful there. I hope that this reading resonated for you, Aries. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you.